Oh, g'day. It's Blinky Bill here, the mischievous koala. And with me is my dear friend, Nutsy Koala. Say hello, Nutsy. Oh, hello everybody. Nutsy Koala here. Oh, and today we would like to introduce you to Joey Wiggles' new show title, which used to be called The Joey Wiggle Experience, and now it's changed to Joey's Nostril Experience. Oh no, Blinky. Oh, sorry. Blinky's Nostril Experience. No, Blinky. Not nostril, not Blinky. Now try it again. Oh, sorry, Nutsy. Okay. The new show is called The Joey Wiggle Nostradamus Experience. Oh, Blinky Bill, behave yourself. This is your last chance or I'll do it. Oh, okay. Here goes. We would love to introduce the new show title. It's Joey's Nostalgia Experience. I knew it all the time, Nutsy. I was just messing with ya. Oh, nostalgia is really great. It's like catching a time machine and visiting the past. You know, like when we were little. We're still little, Blinky. We never get big. We're cartoon characters. Oh yeah, that's right. This is just for humans to listen to. Anyway, what I do know for certain is this show, Joey's Nostalgia Experience, is going to be extraordinary. Bye-bye from Blinky. Bye-bye from Nutsy. See you later, alligator. I'm still here. We're still here.
G'day everyone, and welcome to a very special new chapter that we have reached as a podcast. Moving forward, we are now known as Joey's Nostalgia Experience. It's great to have you all back once again, and it is a pretty exciting thing that, that's happened. We've decided to change the name of the show to reflect on our growing love for entertainment for children, not just in the Wiggles community, but all around Australia and all over the world. And it is so wonderful to have you all back to join us with this chapter that we're going forward with. And to begin this new big chapter is co-host Moses Yakub. G'day, Moses.
G'day, Joey.
It's great to have you back, and it's honestly very exciting to have the guest that we have on today, because even though we are under a new name title, the guest we have on is technically, I think, one of the biggest archivist, nostalgic blokes in the Wiggles community in the world, literally. He is undoubtedly the one behind all of the great videos that if you've been on YouTube, you would undoubtedly see the rare concerts and also the exciting covers. And of course, there was one cover that he did in particular, which, even though it's technically not a Wiggles song, it's one that we're still singing to this day, Chicken Sandwich Shuffle. And it's great to have him on the podcast to talk all about it. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Wiggles enthusiast himself, Tyler. G'day, Tyler.
Y'all? What's up, Joey? What's up, Moses? Good to be here today. Good to be chatting with you.
Great seeing you again, Tyler.
It is great to have you back on, and yeah, like I mentioned, it's kind of funny because while I was known in the past for having the show be called the Joey Wiggle Experience, this is the first one under our new show title, which is crazy because the guest I have on is the biggest brains in the Wiggles community. So
man, it feels like a disease sometimes. The amount of things I can probably tell you about the Wiggles offhand, but some people have, there's people with worse problems out there. I can embrace it.
Yeah. Would you oh god, because it's always hard to think about like who's definitely the brain of the Wiggles community, because for years we've always talked about like Daniel Solano, and then there's also like Michael King in recent times,
Sure.
and then there's you, of course. So, and what's interesting with you is like we've seen your talents as well. Like you're very musically talented in a way, which is I think a bit of an advantage.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's I'm a musician as well, and I like to kind of really dive into who played on Wiggles songs, because I think that they used a lot of great musicians that I don't think get the recognition they deserve. Which you guys have had Terry Murray on your show, correct?
Yeah, we had Terry Murray. Yeah, he was
dude, what a guy. What a player.
Sadly I wasn't there.
That's all right. No, he's a man. Whoa, what a guitar player he is, truly.
Oh yeah, no, he's insane. He's an insane talent. Yeah.
I was just going to ask, Tyler, where does guitar playing begin for you, and what inspired you to start playing the guitar?
Sure. So I picked up I got my first electric guitar when I was around 6 years old, which I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew I liked the Wiggles because they had guitars, so I wanted to play guitar too. And it was. I still have it. It's upstairs right now. It's red because Murray. And I took guitar lessons when I was 6. It didn't really go anywhere because I was 6, and eventually I just kind of regained some interest in it towards the age of 12, I would say. So I would say 12, I got my first real guitar, which was like an Epiphone Les Paul, which I still have too. And I remember actually learning like chords and how music works on that, and that's but yeah, I mean, watching the Wiggles when you're a kid and you see them, like particularly Murray, but you see them all with guitars and you're saying that's cool, so that's definitely where guitar playing starts for me.
Wow.
Undoubtedly, yeah, especially if you're like 6 and like the first people you're seeing playing the guitar are the Wiggles. So it's like, and I think that's what the Wiggles see. They did something special there too, not just in entertaining kids, but also encouraging them to start learning to play music as well. And I can tell it had an effect on you because most of the stuff we've seen you do on the guitar is it's unbelievable, man. Like it's actually really good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's The Wiggles had just such good guitar players come through, and that's like one of the main things about the Wiggles is they put so much quality and care into the music they're making, whether that be Dom Lindsay arranging or Anthony producing. Anthony's a great guitar player. Honestly, fun fact for the audience out there, not to ruin anybody's childhood or anything, because people like to get into arguments about me with this, and they're always wrong. A lot of the OG Wiggles guitar parts, electric guitar, that's Anthony. That was usually never Murray. So like, can you point your fingers and do the twist? Dorothy, would you like to dance? Toot toot, the monkey dance. All those little lines. Sword. That's all Anthony. I mean, obviously some of it was Terry Murray as well. You can tell, like, no diss. You can tell the difference between Anthony and Terry Murray, because Terry Murray is like Henry's Dance and all the kind of crazy stuff like that. But Murray played bass for a long, long time. But I would say probably around 2002, 2003, he was starting to play a little bit of acoustic guitar, but it really wasn't until Racing to the Rainbow, Sam era that Murray was actually laying down lead guitar in the studio. But yeah, it's guitar. Like,
so play your guitar with Murray. Play your guitar with Murray was done by Anthony.
Well, that's one of the only that's one of the only cases I think they actually might have gotten Murray to play the lead guitar, because like, duh.
I mean, that would have
been the ultimate. That would be the ultimate childhood ruined.
The only reason I say that is like when Murray plays it live, it sounds exactly the same. That's the only reason why I think maybe Murray was probably playing on that. But yeah, no, I did. But John Field, Terry Murray, Anthony Murray,
Anthony Murray,
Rob Gist, they're all just good guitar players. I think that was.
What about Mark Punch? Mark Punch did a bit of guitar, I think in Wiggly Safari.
Yeah, he was all over Wiggly Safari. He was doing some really cool stuff on there.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some incredible musicians. And you mentioned Terry Murray. I feel like Terry Murray doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Like even when I had him on the show, because he was with because he lives with Gillian Eastoe, so they're both, and she was an entertainer in Australia, so they were basically just talking about. I decided to have them both on because she was in contact with Terry because they're close, and I thought perfect episode. We got Terry Murray on with Gillian Eastoe, but when I was talking with Terry, it was like. It's so underrated though because he was part of the Wiggles in their most iconic era.
Yeah, he was. I have a pretty funny Terry story. So not a couple years ago, there was a listing for a Stratocaster guitar on Facebook Marketplace, and I took a close look at it. And this was one of 2 Stratocasters that Terry Murray was using on the Wiggle stuff. And it was listed by Terry Murray himself, and it was for $900. And I'm like, there's someone who cares about this needs to buy this. So I forwarded it to a friend of mine who I figured would appreciate it. His name is Charlie Plowman, and he plays with a children's band called Easy Peasy, and they're fantastic. You should go check them out. He jumped right on it, and I'm pretty sure that guitar in some form has pretty much been on every single Easy Peasy song at this point.
That's the other thing too, is like with Easy Peasy, I swear it's just this is what happens when you're the Wiggles and you make such an impact on people's lives. You just form your own children's band and you're inspired by what they do. That's what I really like about Easy Peasy. And they
even got Michael King, and I think Charlie Plowman, on top of owning one of the Stratocasters, I think he also owned like a custom Kurzweil K2000 that Jeff played, I think, in the 1990s especially, which I think was pretty cool, giving it that OG 1990s wiggly thing.
Yeah, he has a Kurzweil as well. Easy Peasy's really good. It's Michael King's in it, Charlie's in it, but they also have Jake Cropley in there who toured with the Wiggles for a little bit, and they are their main singer's name is Harmony. She's she I believe worked with Michael at Dreamworld for a long time, and she's an amazing singer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so there's definitely that kind of like connection that they all have and love for it. So that's why it works so well.
For sure, absolutely,
100%. Yeah,
100%. Oh man, what were we talking about? Yeah, so the Wiggles. So you obviously it's hard to, because I know everyone's going to debate about who's the wiggly brain. Michael King's incredible. Like, he knows so much, and but then of course Tyler, you yourself are also incredible because you know a lot of stuff that we don't even know. Like you telling us about Anthony playing for Murray on guitar, kind of the thought of Murray not playing and play your guitar with Murray, that alone makes me feel kind of sad.
I do think Murray played on player guitar with Murray, but in a lot of cases where you would think it would be Murray just by just being a general Wiggles fan, it wasn't. And it's funny how I found this out. It was Anthony that told me that himself. So it was funny. I had messaged him one day. I said, "Hey Anthony, who played the Wake Up Jeff solo, Murray or Terry?" And he goes, "It was me."
It was me.
And then he just starts listing all of these songs. I can pull up the message for you guys if you want. I can.
Oh God, I'm too scared. I'd love to, but I'd be too scared. No,
it's not scary.
You get being scared. I want to face my fear, just knowing, like, because
maybe I will. Yeah.
Because we've also, I was gonna say,
This was off the top of his head. It was all kinds of stuff, but he said, toot toot, Dorothy, would you like to dance? Wake Up Jeff, Monkey Dance. Can you point your fingers and do the twist? And he brought up Rockin' Santa as well. So that was but just based off of the style of those songs, you can kind of easily figure out, like, he's on Dorothy the Dinosaur, he's on Ooh, It's Captain Feathersword, Lights, Camera, Action. It's like he's got a particular style, which it honestly is in a lot of Cockroaches songs as well.
I was about to point that out. Yeah, the Cockroaches as well. Like, he did a lot of, I think he did most of the lead electric guitar, and I think John Field, his brother, helped out as well on some songs. Couldn't really put my finger on which ones he played electric guitar on and whatnot, because
Yeah.
I feel like essentially the cockroaches are like, I mean, the thing is, the Wiggles are just the kids' version of the cockroaches. Like, it's like anytime they make a song for kids, they just take it from the cockroaches and they put it in the kids' song. That's how, that's how good the cockroaches were, if their songs are just being reused for children's songs.
And the cockroaches, they definitely had some. I mean, John Field can't ask for a better songwriter for your band, and then they carried that over to the Wiggles as well.
Oh yeah, that's it. It must be. Yeah. I mean, imagine being the guy who wrote the Hot Potato song. Like John Field. Yeah.
Can you imagine coming up with a song like that off whim, like something that simple and that catchy? If you ask me to do that, I would probably sing you the worst song of all time.
I had to. The chicken sandwich shuffle. Yeah, that was another thing. I got a question about that. So, what was going through your mind? Like,
here's exactly what happened. So, me and my friends, we are so unserious and we just joke about everything. And my friend Chris messaged the chat saying something stupid like, my favorite song on Top of the Tots is Chicken Sandwich Shuffle. And I'm just like, what is that? What does that even mean? And then no names mentioned. There's a person in the server this was happening who's the most gullible person of all time. And and was like immediately, what's that? And I'm like, I gotta do something. So I went and I started playing a guitar. I was in a call while this was all happening. I started writing down the dumbest lyrics I could think of. So I want some chicken. I want a sandwich. Yes, I want a chicken sandwich. And then I just put that to and I tried to do my best Greg impression. Then I just kind of laid down a very simple arrangement. And then I had my friend Brady compress it so it sounded like an old sound file. Then I sent it, and like way too many people believed it. It made like the Wigglepedia. It made Wigglepedia like within 10 minutes. And I also made I made like the worst single cover for it of all time. It was like
it was so real. It looked so believable.
It was the cover. It was like Greg from the cover of Who Wiggly Gremlins, like just holding a Popeye's chicken sandwich in his hand. It was like everyone was like, "We found a lost Wiggle song."
You know what really got me? You know what really got me about that? Someone used the compressed file. They made a version of this. They had the song and then they put it on top of, I think it was a Hungry Jack's commercial in Australia.
That's
Hungry
hilarious.
Jack's being the equivalent of Burger King in Australia. But when they did that, and I swear it was the greatest thing I've ever seen because it was like it felt so believable. I actually thought it was the real deal at one point.
If the Wiggles are listening and they want a song about a chicken sandwich, you know where to find me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you need to make an official version. You got to make the full song, man. You got to do the full version.
I revisited that project file recently and I made it sound a little better. So maybe I'll finish it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But
fingers crossed. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Definitely want to hear it though.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the other thing too. Is like I was going to say, Moses. Sorry, I was going to say the other thing you mentioned is that you did your best Greg impression. I think that's the one thing that also surprises everyone in the community. And this is coming from someone who's all the way in Melbourne, Australia, and Moses has been in Sydney. Like we cannot believe how spot on the impression you do of Greg is. It's essentially just an Aussie accent version of singing, which is impressive.
Well, yeah, I was the yellow wiggle in the Robloxian Wiggles for a long time. And so I had a lot of practice trying to sing like Greg. And I also am currently the purple wiggle in Wiggle Mania. So I get some practice over there too. But it's it's a certain inflection in the voice to sound like Greg, but you have to have the accent too, otherwise it just kind of sounds.
But
dumb.
see, you have to work harder than me, because for me it's sort of like when I do like a Greg impression, particularly for like a fan dub project, it just comes out very naturally as well, because I don't have to put much effort into it, because it's literally just an Aussie accent, but much deeper, just like Greg. It's, I don't know, it's something like that. But you obviously had to put time and effort into not just sounding like him, but making it sound Australian too.
For me, naturally, yeah, like I'm naturally kind of sounding a little bit like Greg. Like even I've been trying to sound like him for years and years, and I feel like now like I'm just like a secondary version of him, you know, when I talk like that. And even the hairstyle, like it's not 100%, but it's getting.
Yeah, no, I realized long ago no one will ever sound like Greg quite. So
Greg,
we all gotta just try our best and see what happens.
We gotta try our best, yeah. The thing is, just being Australian doesn't make you the best. It just means you have an advantage. It means you just have a natural advantage over everyone. People like Tyler and everyone in the States have to try harder.
It's true. I'm just.
Well, he did pretty good. I'll give him that.
I did okay.
Yeah, you did pretty good. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a chicken. I want a sandwich. Yes, I want a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that's a big trick to sounding like Greg, is if you start your first note like really, really low. I want some chicken. I want a sandwich.
Yeah.
If you start just like and kind of go into your first note like that, he was doing that a lot with live vocals. It's just a random thing I picked up on one day.
It feels nostalgic though, because it's like when you hear a person sing like that, you immediately think of the nostalgia it brings out, because it's like I've heard that before, and no one else can sing like that other than Greg. And it's like Greg is like the most nostalgic singer ever now. Like, when he sings, yeah, dude, when he sings, it's like all these memories come out. It's like, oh my God.
Well, I got to interview Greg once. I was a guest on Jake's Happy Nostalgia show. Shout out to those guys. And we were talking about Christmas songs or something like that, and I could hear Greg under his breath singing "And the World Is One on a Christmas Morning," and I was just sitting there like, come on, he's louder, come on now.
Come on, Greg, just do it. It's like, and the world is one Christmas
when he just started singing that under his breath. I was like, no way, come on now. That's one of the best songs ever written.
It's like, Greg, come on. We need clips. Come on, sing louder.
we need that, Greg. We need that. But no, he's such a good singer.
Oh my God. Dude,
it's almost impossible to describe. There's nothing I can compare it to, you know.
No, he doesn't sound like anyone else. Like, he really doesn't.
But that's what I like about it, though, because it's very soft. And I think what made his voice very great to listen to as well, I mean, particularly for me growing up, is the fact that it's very, like, it's not like one of those singers that scream and they're like, you know it, the phone. It's like, no, it's very, that was an MJ impression, by the way. It's very, like, it's very soft and, like, very, like, deep. It's like when someone's telling you a story, basically.
It's very soothing. It's very
it is very soothing. Exactly.
I've read a lot of, especially when the OG reunion tour was happening. I was reading a lot of people say like how much Greg helps them with anxiety. His voice kind of helps.
That was another thing. Yeah, I was reading his memoir, and he was talking about like how he used to have, you know, anxiety in his primary school years, and he started to overcome it a little bit more as he just before he joined the Wiggles. And I thought it's like an incredible challenge to, you know, have faced, you know, in your youth years at least.
Yeah, he's done a lot, man. Greg is just, what a career he's had that started when he was 19, you know.
Dude, and it's like easily. I think, and also you can tell that he's made such an impact, because if he didn't make that quite big of an impact, he wouldn't be cast as President Roosevelt in Annie. Like, you know, it's like he made that much of an impact that they cast him in musical theater now.
No, what a career, like what an impact he's had to be even considered for something like that. And the amazing thing about Greg is he doesn't think he's a good singer. He's said that many times, and I'm like,
even in his memoir, yeah,
he doesn't think he's a good singer. That's That is bonkers. Like
Anthony even said he had the voice of an angel. So
right.
It's like I don't know what to believe.
I believe he has the voice of an angel too.
But maybe that's a good thing though, because it's like at the same time, maybe he's not like, you know, thinking, because most people when they become singers, they get so ahead, they always think too much of themselves and like, oh yeah, we're amazing. But I think maybe that's why they're also very humble guys.
Particularly,
he sounds very humble for
Particularly the 4 OG Wiggles are very humble guys. They're all the Wiggles are humble as far as I'm concerned, but the 4 OG, it seems like
because they're the ones that started it.
Yeah, they're very. They did an episode of Wiggle Talk with Jeff recently, and Lockie tried telling him how great of a piano player it was, and Jeff kind of pointed it back to Lockie and says, "Nah, you are an incredible player." And I'm like, you know, that's what a nice thing to say to your kind of the guy following your footsteps, you know?
Yeah. But here's the real question: can he follow up on the wake up? I mean, because wake up Lockie's not. I'm sorry, it's just not the exact. I mean, he's trying. I feel bad because he's trying, but it's just not the same. It's just really not the same.
I mean, there really is only one Jeff.
There really is only one,
and only one wake up Jeff.
Yeah,
you know, someone's got to do it today, but. I mean, I think even Lockie would tell you that.
Well, because it's hard though, because it's like when you have like a running gag like that for so long, you know you can't just give it up with just one person, which sucks. No. But it's like, you know, it's like if kids really, because I found that the most fascinating, and I think that's why kids really enjoyed the Wiggles too, is when you feel like as a kid you have power over them. It feels amazing. Like when you wake up someone like an adult, when you have the power to do that. That's what draws them to watch you and be like, hey, I think that's why, they're just good at that kind of stuff. They just know how to engage kids in those sort of scenarios.
They do. And I think like in the sense of engaging kids, if you especially watch the OGs, you know how like everyone kind of had that one school teacher that was like super condescending. They'd be like, "Hi, what's your name?" You know what I mean? The Wiggles don't talk like that.
Oh God!
If you notice, Greg talks to adults the same way he talks to kids.
I think that's the secret. Yeah,
it's like, I mean, obviously there's some like dialect changes and some like things you probably wouldn't say to a kid that you'd say to an adult, but there's a level of respect. There's nothing condescending about it. You know, if you watch a lot of videos of the OG Wiggles meeting children, the first thing they do is they get down on their knees and they're at face level with that child, because that's just they really did think of everything. They did.
Yeah, they had the knowledge from Macquarie Uni and like in early childhood education, and they're using it like, you know, a lot, you know. For, you know, some of their TV series, you know, most predominantly the second TV series and partially the Wiggle and Learn as well.
Yeah.
They had a lot of involvement with the guru, Kathleen Warren.
Yeah. I think what's good about that as well is the Wiggles never stopped being students either. Like they always were, they kept in touch with all of their instructors. And they always, if they weren't sure about something, they would go right back to the source, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's also, and I think that's the other secret to why the Wiggles, and it's true. Like even when they talk about it in there, like when they talk about, oh, how do you guys make your music so good and how are you able to engage with kids and why have you become so popular? The true secret is because they know how to interact with kids because they've been trained in that field. Most people who train in early childhood become the most natural kind of. It's like the same reason why, because there's a show in Australia called Play School, and the reason why most of the presenters get cast and why they go on to have very successful careers too is the reason that kids can relate to them because they're not being talked down to. And I think that's the part of the reason why the Wiggles have taken off the way they did. It at such a rapid pace. Like when they first came onto the scene, they were very interesting because it's like, I think it was the first time the ABC really took a chance on a group for kids, because they always had like solo acts and all that kind of stuff. But then they took off and they started selling their first albums like in the hundreds of thousands, like exceeding all expectations at the ABC, to the point where they're now they decided to like quit teaching to see if it was going to work for like a year, and then you know what I mean. Here we are, like 30 years later. It's like it's very obvious.
100%.
Yeah.
It's definitely like I was gonna ask too. When you look back on the Wiggles, like especially when during the early years, what kind of I was trying to think of the question. What's your thoughts on like the original 5-piece band? Because I know everyone always has an opinion about, you know, who's considered the OGs and stuff, and it can be really like controversial because it's like as we know, the OGs have always been Greg, Murray, Anthony, and Jeff in terms of like the lineup that we all remember, which I will not deny because that's the lineup we remember and that's the one we grew up with all together. But I personally would still consider, I mean, controversial opinion, I might still consider Philip Wiltshire as an OG as well, just because he was kind of there at the start. And even when we had him on the show as well, I mean, by the way, I don't know if you've seen the episode, it was probably one of the most insightful chats ever. Like 3 hours of talking about everything to know about him and the Wiggles and trying to...
He is an amazing person. He truly is.
Oh,
he is
really is humble.
I met him through another friend back in I think 2021, and he has been a wonderful person to chat with. He's been so supportive of my personal endeavors and just a good person to chat with overall. Seems like he's been a lot more outspoken about him and the Wiggles recently. I haven't really truly been.
I feel like, I was going to say, I think because he went on Jake's, because I remember the first time I heard him outside of the Wiggles was when he went on Jake's Happy Nostalgia show. First, by the way, shout out to Jake. He was the first one to actually do that. Like, I don't know if anyone else did before.
I got to meet Jake in person last year. That was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, you did. What was that like?
He was great. He's exactly the way he is. I've known Jake for a number of years now, but
we talk all the time. He's such a humble person. Seriously,
very humble,
so humble.
Very sweet guy. But Philip, he's been a lot more outspoken, particularly the last 5 years or so. He's been posting a lot about the Wiggles this year, and I think you definitely can't take his credit away for that first album for sure. Because really, if I have processed all of the information of that era correctly, pretty much the people who started the Wiggles are Anthony and Philip. Is what it sounds like to me. And you know, I'm not really sure, you know, why Philip has been so kind of cast to the side over the years. It's not really my business, but all I know is he's, you know, he was on the first album cover, therefore he's, you know, an original Wiggle for sure.
He's technically an OG if he's on the album cover.
Well, it's funny because a majority of that album was recorded with only Anthony, Greg, Murray, and Philip. Jeff didn't come in until the very end. So
all he did was the first 3 tracks, I think, from that album.
The first 3 tracks, which it's funny because, like, if you think about if they didn't decide they wanted to go in that more pop rock and roll direction, the Wiggles could have not included Jeff for that first album. Truly, which
it's interesting.
I think Philip actually ended up recording and writing some music for "Here Comes a Song," but
I've heard about that, but I wasn't so sure which ones he contributed to though. Like,
I don't think anything made it on the album, but I think he wrote some pieces. I think he released them later on a CD.
He put them up on YouTube. Yeah, he put it up. I think he did 2 lullabies, which I think it was 2, and he put them up on YouTube, and so you can listen to them on his channel. Basically, they were intended for the Here Comes the Song album. But I think here's the thing. What I don't like is that when anytime Philip, I don't know why it keeps happening, but anytime someone brings up Philip Wiltshire, or when I brought up Philip Wiltshire, people would get furious, like, oh yeah, he's just trashing on the Wiggles. It's like, dude, to be fair, no one really truly understands, like, because when people are like, oh, he's still talking about it 30 years later, 40 years, it's like, Okay, well, do you know what kind of experience he had after the Wiggles? You know what I mean? Because he went through some pretty rough times after he left. I mean, he chose to leave, by the way, and he even said on our show he would have still left the group regardless after a few years because of the fact that their music style was changing regardless. I just think like people need to like give Philip a break in that sort of manner because he's allowed to feel entitled to that kind of, because whenever someone brings it up, it's like he's probably getting PTSD from that experience sometimes.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Philip, I think, you know, in the grand scheme of things, sure, you know, his history with the Wiggles was very short, but I think Philip should certainly feel a ownership
Included.
over that first album. And I
think, 100%. I agree.
I think he should feel ownership over that first album because a lot of those, pretty much all of those arrangements, maybe bar the first 3 tracks. That's you're hearing Philip's brain and you're hearing Philip's playing, and even the first 3 tracks. Philip is the one who, I think the way it went, Anthony had an idea for the opening of Rockabye Bear in our arpeggiated intro, and then I believe Philip said, "Oh, how about this?" And so Philip is responsible for one of the most iconic motifs in Wiggles music, which I think isn't talked about.
He said that on the show too. Yeah, he said it on the on the show. It's crazy.
Right.
I feel like I agree. I agree 100%. I think I even said it in the community chats. Like I think what most people are missing out or not understanding is the fact that Philip isn't even being mentioned or credited at all for his contributions for the first album. I think that is the reason why he's probably still feels the way he does. It's probably not even the fact that he's being dumped from the group, or no, not dumped, but that he left, that he would have done eventually, but more of the fact that he isn't even being credited at all anymore. So I think people need to really acknowledge that kind of like, you know, it's like he wants to at least be acknowledged, but at the same time, he probably doesn't want to be shoved in the spotlight. So that makes sense.
No, I think he's totally happy and fine with the way his life has gone. I like
easily, yeah.
I know Philip pretty well at this point. I can't see him doing the romp ompa stomp. You know what I mean?
He's a Liberace kind of guy. Like hence his nickname Archie.
I think he's totally happy and fulfilled with the way his life has gone. He's done some amazing things, but I certainly hope he does feel ownership over that first album, because that first album was him for sure.
Oh yeah, no, easily. Like even if realistically, yes, of course, it was originally done as a demo like album, so obviously it's not going to sound as like musically advanced like the later albums, but I think it's still kind of just an acknowledgement. I think just him being acknowledged for that is still important nonetheless. It's such a shame. You know what? It's such a shame Darby's not here, because you know Darby met Philip a few times.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really fun.
Our producer Darby Travers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he literally met him. Like he went to Sydney, met him at Concord. They even visited the place where they filmed Mrs. Bingle's school, which is I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, for the Wiggles movie. It's very iconic.
Yeah,
it's a deleted scene. Philip's revenge.
no, deleted scene. He was originally supposed to play Wally the Great.
that would have been something.
I can't unsee it now.
Oh, by the way, guys, I totally off topic, but I just texted a friend of mine that I'm being interviewed by you two by the name of Chris Luter, who was a Wiggly dancer back in the day. And he sent me a voice message for you guys. I'd like to play it quick.
Yes, please. That'd be great. Yeah.
What up from Australia?
He says, "What up from Australia?" I don't think he knows you guys are from Australia, but that's.
Oh yeah, well, that's all right.
Here we go. He says, "What up?"
Wow. Chris, if you're watching this, you're a legend.
He's awesome. He's super.
I love
cool.
him. Dude. He's great. Australian Idol too for a good reason.
He is a great singer. He has told me some of the most amazing stories about.
We saw that podcast, by the way, with
that was so fun.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Like when you started testing 1, 2, 3, like the fact that you decided that you were going to interview, Wiggly legends such as Chris Luda, Dom Lindsay, and Michael King. Like, where did that come from? Like, whose idea was that to start doing that?
I think it started with me, Jake, and Sam, who I do the podcast with. We do it with a guy named Johnny now as well. But we just had a lot of questions, and then we just didn't really know where to find the answers. So we figured, these are questions that you guys probably have too. So we just decided that'd be cool. Put it together. I've known Michael for a number of years, so that was an easy one. But he's done a lot with the Wiggles since that interview. It'd be nice to get him back because he's the tour manager of the Dorothy the Dinosaur show now, which is awesome. But he's Dom Lindsay. I was shaking in my boots that whole interview. That was insane.
Oh yeah, easily.
I
was going to say Dom Lindsay would be incredible too, because even he, like Terry Murray, doesn't get acknowledged enough too. Because it's like, especially when you hear the trumpets and all that kind of stuff in the songs, which are so iconic, it's all him.
That man is an absolute genius. He is.
I met him. I actually met him like at a Westfield East Gardens about a couple of years ago, I think. And his niece, I forgot her name. I think it was Liliana. She was doing like a little show, like a Christmas show at East Gardens, and Dom Lindsay was there, supporting him. And my first job was at Macca's that day, and I think I've got a photo right here. This is like,
oh, that's so good. The funniest thing is he's the most nonchalant guy, because I will mention, like, I'll compliment him on the most beautifully arranged whether it be like Silent Night from Wiggly Wiggly Christmas, like oh thanks, or something like that. Like, he just I don't know that he can just truly processed like what he's done for people like us and how much we
he
are
really,
just. Yeah.
I was gonna say too, Tyler. I feel like him helped make the Wiggles sound.
He did.
Most iconic that it's ever been.
No, he did.
Starting with Wake Up Jet. That's why it's one of the most nostalgic Wiggles albums out there, because
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely that era.
He is super, super cool. We've been talking about doing a second episode with him where we actually pick a handful of songs to actually kind of really dive into and get proper stories from, because he's a genius. As far as
I'm gonna
Chris,
tell you though. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Tyler, if we ever get him on the podcast, I'd let you know. But also, I would definitely ask if he could also have the trumpet, just in case, just so you can do the one of my favorite tunes from him is the Bucket of Dew one, like.
Man, so occasionally on the Wiggles Enthusiast Instagram, I'll go live and I will play guitar to Wiggles songs. And on the odd occasion, Dom will join and he will type in the chat. And every time he does, I start playing so badly because I just get like slightly starstruck all over again. There was this one time I was playing Blow Me Down, and he types in the chat going, "I'm playing along at home." So he was playing with me while I was playing on Instagram. I was like, "You need to get in live now." But I didn't say that. But I was like, I would have loved to bring him on the live. Maybe I will someday if he's interested.
Please, that'd be great. Yeah.
But no, that interview was fresh off of the OG reunion tour as well, so he had a lot of cool things to talk about that as well. I can talk about the OG Wiggles reunion tour quick because I feel like this is a good place to talk about this. One of the most insane things I've ever done is I helped Anthony with the set list to that show.
You were the one.
So the way this went is I kind of, not just for fun, I put out a poll on Wiggles Enthusiast the day the tour was announced saying, what songs do you want to hear? And Anthony slid up and said, hey, if you can send us the 30 most popular, that would be very helpful. So I was like, done. Okay. I was like, we'll do it. And I actually have the list that the fans voted for right in front of me right now, and
dude, that's
you can kind of
crazy.
pick up on what they picked and chose from it. But a fair bit of these songs made it in. So the 30 most.
I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna make a wild guess and say one of the songs you had on that list is "Everybody Is Clever." So
Believe it or not, that was a crazy Anthony decision. That was not in this list. I don't know where that came from.
I was like, because there's no way unless someone actually requested it, and I was thinking that would definitely be you or something.
I'll save the big one that we're taking credit for the very end. So the songs I passed along were "Toot Toot," "Look Both Ways," "Rockabye Bear," "Can You Point Your Fingers Into the Twist," "Fruit Salad," "Hot Potato," "The Monkey Dance," "Play Your Guitar with Murray," "Wake Up Jeff," "Quack Quack," "Lights Camera Action," "In the Wiggles World," "Here Come the Wiggles," "Big Red Car," "Do the Wiggle Groove," "Hoop-de-Doo," "Dorothy the Dinosaur," which did make it in. "Ooh, It's Captain Feathersword," "Wiggle Bay," "Wags the Dog," "Move Your Arms Like Henry," "Caveland," "Dorothy, Would You Like to Dance," "Baby Beluga," "Numbers Rumba," "Do the Owl," "Uncle Noah's Ark," "Here Comes a Bear," "6 Months in a Leaky Boat." But the one that I'm going to take credit for here is "Dancing in the Sand."
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. I can take some credit as well. I'm just half joking when I say that. I don't know. But I texted Anthony in the middle of the tour one time. This is back when he was active on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "Hey, Anthony, we're missing Wiggly Wiggly World and Wiggly Safari in this tour." And then in the Sydney show, we had Tabanaba and
Crocodile Hunter. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was one of the coolest things I've done. Probably is
and there was and Robert Irwin was on one of the shows too. Yeah, that was incredible.
It was that very well could have been a plan all along. I don't know, but
yeah.
Either way, like Tyler, we have you to credit, like for like almost everything that the Wiggles have been missing. Like there was one time I think there was like a show where the Wiggles were like just singing a song mostly about Dorothy and not anything about Captain and Henry. And
that was funny. That was hilarious. That was the U.S. tour in I think 2023. I'm pretty sure they were only doing a Dorothy song. I believe Wags and Henry and Captain's out the whole show these days. It feels like, but Wags and Henry were out for like nursery rhymes or something like that. And I was just like, okay. And me and a couple buddies who also helped me with Wiggles Enthusiast, we made these posters kind of just joking, saying equal rights for Wags, Henry, and Captain. Anthony saw them. And the next show in Boston had Henry's Dance, Wags Likes to Tango, and Five Little Ducks. So
not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad. It was it was a little better rounded show, I think. So
yeah,
I think so too. Yeah.
I will admit though, when they did Five Little Ducks on the reunion tour, I was like, that it wouldn't be a reunion tour without that, because it's going to be so funny.
I've sadly never seen Five Little Ducks live, but I'm hoping to.
Yeah, no, it was honestly goated. I went to the one in Melbourne. It was the most goated show. Seriously. And by the way, that also shows the kind of impact they've had in entertainment in Australia, because it's like if you're filling out 10,000 seat arenas, you've done something right.
Yeah, you can get like 10,000 people to pay to see Five Little Ducks live, and they're all adults.
Yeah,
that's
oh god.
Yeah, I hope they do another one of those tours again. Just that's if they don't come to the US, I'm an adult. I can go to Australia. I'll be good.
Yeah, you get. By the way, you would have a better chance coming here than we would over there. So you do that.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, it would be amazing. I mean, obviously, it would take a lot of planning, because the reason why they did it in 2022 is they didn't do it the year before because of COVID. But yeah, it was so good. And obviously, because I had the Re-Wiggled album come out at the same time, which was like the collaboration, so I guess that makes sense. I was even, oh God, I had the idea that if they ever do a reunion tour again in Australia, they should get, no joke, they should get either High Five or the Hooly Doolies to be the opening act, just to kind of give it that kind of really Australian nostalgic vibe. Like, it would be so good. And if they come to America, get Imagination Movers or something. I don't know.
Oh, dude, if the Wiggles and Imagination Movers tour in America, you can have all my money. Like I don't need money if that's what's gonna happen. Like I'm good.
It's funny because it's like for us growing up in Australia, me and Moses, it's so different because it's like we have the problem is there's so many other great entertainers that have come out of who have in Australia, but they never make it globally as big as the Wiggles, or like the other big ones were like the Bananas and Pajamas, and the biggest today is like Bluey. And what angers me is the fact that there was so much potential, not just for the Wiggles back in the 90s, but for so many other acts. And it was just, I was speaking when we had Franciscus Henry on, he pretty much mentioned they had that opportunity, they had the potential, but the ABC being who they are, I mean, the Wiggles aren't even with them anymore, so I guess, that really says a lot about what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it does say a lot. I don't know. I don't really know how the ABC works, but
yeah, no, it's confusing. I think it's hard because it's like how do I say it? It's like one of those companies where you have a good idea, they don't think it's going to work. They literally did this with the Wiggles. They when they did the TV pilot, they were like, "Don't talk, just sing. It only goes for 5 minutes. Look like kids." It's like, dude, what goes through their minds? Like, how many departments are there at the freaking broadcasting company?
I want to see that pilot eventually. Like, it might suck, but I want to see it.
I mean, I
think we all do, yeah.
Like, I'd love to see it, even though I think it'll probably be bad, and I can understand why they don't want us to see it.
No, it's like it's a weird thing with like the Wiggles holding on to their unreleased stuff. I think they might only be holding on to that one because they are embarrassed of it.
Yeah, they're probably like, no, trust me, you do not want to see this.
I think it's cool because I've theorized this for a while, and I think I could be right. The TV series One theme sounds like it was recorded in 1995.
Yeah.
I think that the TV series One theme is from that pilot.
What about the brass as well? Because it's like I noticed the brass in that song. I can't tell if that's Dom Lindsay or maybe it's like
I don't know. It's given me Have a Very Merry Christmas vibes. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm hearing with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say and they did. Yeah, I was gonna say the song "Have a Very Merry Christmas" as well. Like on that, like I can't. It was made in 1995 and it didn't get released until on an album until 1996. But like it kind of gives off that vibe. I think I know what you mean by that now.
Yeah, it's a certain sound that's present on both. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a shot in the dark. I have zero evidence to back that up. But
that's all right. I think that might have been the case. Especially if it's like a 5-minute pilot, which it would I think it would suck because it's like you would just get it would probably be like 3 songs and then it'd be the intro and then one song and then the next, and it's like there's no dialogue between any of it, and I kind of understand if it would look kind of disjointed and maybe not make any sense at all. It's just I mean, I'd rather the Wiggles be interactive. I mean, I get it. Like, I'd rather they speak to us as if like they're listening, because it's like if they're just singing, it's like it's like they're ignoring us completely.
You know what we never hear about is these people that gave the Wiggles the worst advice of all time that they didn't follow what they're up to today.
Yeah,
like
I bet one of them was Clay Henderson.
Can you imagine like the one dumbass at the ABC that was like, "No, you're not. You should not talk to. You do not know how to talk to children." And then he's watching a video of the OG reunion tour like 30 years later.
Yeah,
they're just probably sitting at home like, "Oh wow, they've come a long way. We should use something for that." And then the ABC comes up with
we should do something now.
Or anything? Don't worry.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, there was definitely some bad executives back at the ABC. I'm not going to. I know one. I'm just going to say one name, Claire Henderson. Maybe I'm not too sure if that's the case, but wah, wah. I don't know who else it might have been, but yeah, I think I think it sucks that that shows you the powers that were at the ABC at the time. Like we mentioned, the potential they had to go global, and they just didn't take that risk. And then with the Wiggles as well, just stripping down everything that they had done successfully for the last 5 years and making it very watered down and very disjointed and very messy and not make any sense. And I think, I'd love to see the pilot episode, but I just know it's not going to be good to watch, because I think just from watching the Wiggles today, it wouldn't be the same kind of vibe or exciting.
There's not a lot of things you can put up against TV series 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, you can't put it up against that, because and you know what? That's also the other reason why I think the Wiggles have become so successful today, and the fact that they were able to just do it their own way, and they funded both those series and the movie by themselves.
Yeah, and that's how you get an authentic product, is you don't listen to people who don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly, 100%.
You gotta think of it this way, with the Wiggles, before you even go to the manager, they already had 4 dudes to get on the same page. Now imagine some executive in that circle who doesn't know what they're talking about. That's just going to make the whole thing suck. So I think the Wiggles have always kind of remained in control of their brand, and I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, because even I think they were trying to. I was going to say, because I feel like they've been trying to, because I know they're not. It's been announced that they're not part of the ABC Music. Not. I don't even know if it's the ABC as a whole. I think it's the music label they're not a part with anymore, because I think they still get their TV shows distributed by the ABC, and I think it'll still be the same on home release. But I think in terms of music, because I was going to say through their music, it's definitely it's done with the ABC, and they've signed up to Universal Music Group, which I don't agree with, but
that's for all of the Wiggles Roblox bands out there who use official Wiggles tracks. That was not good news to hear that the Wiggles signed a UMG. But
it's like I can understand. Look, here's the thing. I can agree to disagree. I don't like the fact that they take down anything fan made on YouTube anymore, because, by the way, that the one thing that creators do wrong is that if they take down fan made videos of their, because that's what draws people to you as well as an artist. But I can understand why they did it too, because it's they want to go, because they have that potential to go global again. I don't know how much it would be the same as for me growing up, because I grew up in the early 2000s, and when the Wiggles were, I think, at their absolute peak, even in Australia and all over the world, it was such an amazing time. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to admit it. It was an amazing time for kids' entertainment as a whole, not just for the Wiggles.
That's fair.
High Five, Hooly Doolies. It was all just so perfect in that era.
And I was lucky enough to see the Sailing Around the World tour when I was 3, and that was in an arena in Minneapolis, and it's 10,000 seat arena. That was insane. And the year after that, I saw the Wiggle Dancing live in concert show. I was very lucky to see one of the last shows with Greg. I think it was his 5th last show that he ever did.
Wow. And was that the one when he was, because he was really struggling, I was going to say, because if you watch the concerts, everyone's in long sleeves, he's in a short sleeve shirt, and he's still sweating like a pig all over.
This is going on since 2003, though. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm sure he was struggling, but we recently were able to get some videos off of my old computer from that show. He was on fire. He was genuinely. It was 5 days before he officially went back to Australia for the next however many years, but he was on fire. There was a couple of videos we got on there. One of them was dancing in the sand during the go-go medley. He's rocking it. He was good. One of the crazy things that we found though is in this particular branch of the Wiggle Dancing tour, for those who don't know, who are listening, the Wiggle Dancing live in concert tour is the show that there's big inflatable letters that spell dance in the background, and it's got So they were doing this thing where they were oscillating between two songs after Lights, Camera, Action. And one of them was Everybody Dance from Racing to the Rainbow, which we already knew about from pictures. But this is the only time I'm aware of this happening. My mom just so happened to catch this moment. Is after Lights, Camera, Action ends, Captain stays up front. And Anthony goes up, and they start doing the Bumpadidle dance. And Anthony's like, Captain, what dance are you doing? And Captain's like, oh, this is the Bumpadidle dance. And then the next picture, there's all four Wiggles at the front with all of the Wiggly dancers in the back, with Captain Featherston in the middle doing Bumpadidle, perhaps for the first and last time with Greg.
Wow. That's crazy, yeah. Because even before I think Greg left, there was even a few shows where they even did the whole "Hello, we're the Wiggles. We'd like to say hello to you." It's like because obviously that was transitioning into that Wiggle and Learn era, so it must have been.
A lot of people don't talk about is those last couple of shows with Greg. Twinkle Twinkle was a professor sing a lot of song a song. And so Sam was always going to sing that.
Yeah. But speaking of, you know what? Now that we've brought up Sam, what are your thoughts on the whole? Because after Greg left, and it obviously was sad. I mean, for me, it was kind of like it was sad, but I also was transitioning out of the Wiggles at that time. But when Sam took over for Greg, what were your thoughts back then?
I vibed with Getting Strong, and I vibed with Pop Go the Wiggles through about Sing a Song of Wiggles, and then once we got past that curve, I kind of entered my too cool for the Wiggles phase.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you, and this is no diss to Sam, what got me back into the Wiggles was Greg coming back.
That's what started with watching Wiggles.
Yes, 100%. And that was to me, that's no diss to Sam. I look back on all the Sam stuff now. It's like it's fine, but
it's fine. I think it's all right. I think it was just badly handled. I mean, firstly, don't ever go on a TV. Don't have an interview on TV unless you've talked beforehand. Because watching back that video of Anthony's chat with on today, oh god, it's so awkward. Like it is truly so.
My
awkward.
Understanding of that situation is that Anthony was not actually aware of what the actual press release said. I'm pretty sure. My understanding is that the press release Anthony was aware of is not the same one that was put out. And I'm pretty sure for that reason, Mike Conway was fired from the Wiggles because I think he must have messed with it last minute. But yeah, I think that whole situation is really weird because, I'm gonna get messy.
It makes me feel bad though. It just makes me feel really bad for Sam because it's like you can tell it took like a mental toll on him as well because he finds it. I mean, because people always have that opinion of like, oh, but he was he's talking bad about them now and he's doing all this stuff. It's like, dude, sorry, it's the same thing as Philip. None of us understand because we haven't actually lived that experience or even been in their situation. It would be uncomfortable. And also the humiliation as well. That's the other thing that gets me now. Like I look back and I can't even imagine the humiliation he must have felt at the time.
I'll try to give my best perspective on the Sam situation for this is just what I've gathered and what I think happened. So it seems to me that maybe since 2010 or so, they were starting to phase Sam out. If you think about albums like Ukulele Baby and It's Always Christmas With You, Sam sings like on 40% of those albums.
I can sort of unsee it. I can't unsee it now. Yeah.
Yeah, like Sam isn't singing a whole lot of that. And Greg mentions at one point during that series he was doing that they were going to originally go with Simon. And then you go back to 2010 when they were filming with Anthony, Murray, Jeff, and Simon in Europe. Sam wasn't there. Sam was not present for that. And, they were seeming to, that's kind of seemed to be the plan to phase out Sam to go with Simon. But then here's the kind of bit that no one talks about, right? November 2011, Greg is at the Arias and looks fantastic.
Oh, he looked great. Yeah, he really looks like he was back.
loved it.
Yeah.
December 2011, the Wiggles are not at Carol's in the Domain. January 2012, Greg is the Yellow Wiggle again.
Yep.
So, and now I don't want to ever listen. There are some strange people out there that try to pin this as like Greg was like, I want back in. That never happened. It seemed very clear to me that even if it wasn't Greg or it wasn't Simon, Sam was not going to be continuing when his contract ended. And that's what it seemed like to me. Why that is, no idea. But it just seems clear to me that they had been phasing Sam out, whether that was going to be for Simon or for Greg or for whoever was going to come along. That's what I've gathered from that whole situation.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly, your
I
Wiggly
can understand. Yeah, I was going to say I can understand and even agree. I think, and you know what? That's actually a really good point you made too, which I actually, I think that must have been the case. Obviously, I don't understand why they didn't just go with that. I mean, I know they said his contract was up, but they just kind of stopped it on that. It was like, well, okay, what was the other case? I mean, what else happened behind the scene? Why did it have to be his contract was ending, all that kind of stuff. Right. And it makes me feel like the thing is too, I'm just trying to find the words for it, but I can also, I think for me, it was just different back then because I was more excited about the fact that Greg was back because I wasn't like, because I did like Sam, but I wasn't like, it wasn't Greg, and then you look back on it now as an adult and because when you develop enough empathy in your life, you understand, oh, okay, that's worse than I thought. And it makes me feel bad for the group itself because that obviously, and I think it's so true what Greg said, it was the first time that they ever experienced any kind of like backlash, which is embarrassing as well.
And I don't think Greg was made aware of the situation very well.
No, he wasn't.
No, of course not.
I think Greg was told, would you like to come back because Sam will not be continuing? And that was probably it. And I think like all of this backlash, he was probably like, hey guys, what'd you do? I feel like he probably had to have said that at some point. Because,
maybe, but who knows? I think it's more of a private business matter for them. But I say private business, but I don't know.
That is Sam's story to tell someday. And I hope maybe
someday. I think when he's more comfortable to talk about it, because I think he might have a bit of PTSD from that experience.
That's possible. I don't know. I've never. Yeah. That Sam's the only Wiggle I've never actually talked to before.
He would be interesting, although I don't know how comfortable he would be talking about all that stuff.
Like I've even talked to Kelly before. I've never talked to Sam. Yeah. Like I just
but Kelly wasn't dumped. She chose to leave, I think.
Oh yeah, no, she was like, I'm out.
She's like, the Wiggles aren't for me. I'm just gonna go pursue my real acting career. I mean, yeah.
I think part of the problem
it's like she has a bucket list. Become a Wiggle. Tick.
Yeah. Hey man, I respect the grind. I think part of the issue was I think she moved to America for a little bit.
Yeah.
She has a partner. I think she has a partner staying in America. Maybe that's why.
That'll do it.
I think, yeah.
I think also as well, and you can tell the Wiggles definitely learned from their mistake because especially when Emma chose to leave, which was much more respectable because she wanted to focus more on her PhD. And also, what I love about Emma now, because ever since she left the group, she's doing her own thing, obviously, for children. But it focuses primarily on Auslan, so like sign language. And I think that isn't like, seriously, that's not even bad. That's incredible. She's just focusing on that entirely to make music enjoyable for kids who are deaf.
She is an incredibly smart person. She is she has taken something. I don't know what her motives were for leaving the Wiggles. It's not my business. But it's.
I think it was going to happen eventually. I think most people just choose to move on. I think that one. I think because you know what, it wasn't sudden. It wasn't like out of the blue. It was already planned for like months. So I think this one was much. I think this was that one was definitely. I think their lesson to be learned from the whole Sam experience. They were like, yeah, we can't do that again. We've got to make sure we talk about it ahead of time before.
It was handled much better for sure.
It was definitely handled much better.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to have Emma. I'd love to have Emma on too, because she's also, you know what? I never liked that people hated on her. I mean, I remember watching the documentary, and I feel like too, she made like a really good point about like when people were making fun of her or dissing her because she was, you know, a woman. I mean, it was strange that people were angry about that. The fact that she was a female Wiggle and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, they're all fake and stuff. But then she mentions that like what she said. Oh, I get it. It's not because they were angry at me directly. It's because they felt like they were, or she was, destroying quote that dream in their head. Which I don't even know what dream it is, but I don't want to know what it was.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say if female Wiggles aren't even a new thing. That goes back to 02, 03, you know, with the Taiwanese Wiggles.
Taiwanese. Yeah.
Taiwanese, like that's like, are we for real?
And of course, the Latin American. Two female Wiggles. Well.
Exactly. So it kind of makes you think like, oh, you're mad about a female Wiggle? No, you're mad because you don't know anything about the Wiggles. You don't know anything. You're mad because they hate what they don't understand. Is what it comes down to. Emma did a great. Emma was
hate what they think is destroying their childhoods. That's what they hate.
Emma saved the Wiggles, man. That era, they had something. They had something new and fresh to market, and she just. That was a really fun time for the Wiggles. I think was that
definitely. I think, you know what I also think. I think Sam also saved the Wiggles too, and at that time when Greg wasn't around, he definitely saved the group too. I mean, he did such a fantastic job. Like seriously, looking back, and then Emma did. Yeah, Emma helped keep the group popular because they made it more diverse. And
for sure.
And also and like and then fast forward, people are going to be asking, oh, what do we think about the new lineup, the new Wiggles? Personally, here's the thing: I don't actually care who's part of the Wiggles today. Now, as a 20-something-year-old, I just do not care anymore because I remember the era I grew up with. I'm not in that age gap. I mean, that target audience age anymore. I will say this though. Like for any business, I just think it's sort of like a bad business move, like to have 8 band members and now you're trying to figure out like all their names at the same time.
Yeah,
that's just my personal opinion. I don't mind. I don't really care.
The new Wiggles to me, the current lineup is I'm gonna be as nice as I can about them here.
Yep.
I think they are a very, very talented group of 8 people. I think they all do a good job in their roles, but I feel like at some point, and I feel like we might be coming out of that now. Well, I shouldn't say that because they dropped 9 albums out of nowhere, but I feel like there's a problem with quantity over quality right now. And I feel like a lot of it is a little soulless and a little Chat GPT-ish. Is what I kind of feel like with the Wiggles right now. Because, like, here's my thing. It's like, you can, great. You can drop 9 albums within a month span of stuff you've recorded for your TV series for the past 2 years. But imagine, here's the problem. Some of those songs would have never made the cutting board 10 years ago. Yeah. Because they just weren't good enough. I totally understand wanting to get all of your back catalog out that you haven't done anything with. But imagine you're really locked in with your current team and you just made a really, really strong 20-song album with that energy. I don't feel we've had an authentic Wiggles album since Super Wiggles. And Super Wiggles and Super Wiggles to me was the best album since Surfer Jeff. Like that was really, really good. And I just feel like the Wiggles are currently in absolute desperate need of some kind of return to form.
I think also because they signed, because they signed up with Universal Music now. I think they're more focused about getting music out straight away to promote their because like I mentioned, they're trying to go global again, like at the peak, what they did in the 2000s.
And you know what? All power to you. I wish them nothing but success with that. It just kind of comes down to, I think, there's just they have a really good team right now. Antonio and Seamus have been writing some really, really good songs recently. There's some newer ones that are really, really good, and Anthony's been taking, I believe, guitar lessons from Mark Di Rosario, who's touring with them as well as a guitar player, and it's made Anthony into a better guitar player. But I just feel like it'd be nice if, because all of these new Wiggles have proven they can write good songs. By the way, Lucia wrote a song called Sandcastles that's really good. John wrote Her Name's Evie. Lockie and Simon, I mean, God, where do you even start with them? And then Sahai wrote a couple of really good songs. Imagine you put that brand with, you get Dom Lindsay back in the studio, you get Tony Henry back in the studio, you get Jeff on the piano, and you just knock out some good children's songs again. You don't need to be trendy with being all country. You don't need, those electronic drums that just hurt my brain. It's just it would be nice to just return to form and give audience today a little glimpse of the magic we received when we were kids.
We should definitely pass that 100%. On. I mean, obviously we can't, give feedback, to the Wiggles today or any shape or form really, because they're just so fixated on doing what they're doing, and
I have faith that'll happen eventually.
Yeah,
it's just
I'm relying on you, Tyler.
The whole Wiggle.
Yeah, we're relying on you.
I'll try, but the whole Wiggle, they recorded so much stuff for that Wiggle and Learn series. They made 4 Ready Steady Wiggle series in a row, and Wiggle and Learn in the middle of it. They recorded so many little songs that just don't cut it. And if you go and look at Super Wiggles, some of those songs could have been OG songs. Genuinely, some of those Super Wiggles cuts could have been on Top of the Tots or something. Yeah. It's kind of a. I feel like there just needs to be some kind of a narrowing in on the mission statement of the Wiggles again. I feel like you know what I've always thought would be good for kids today.
What?
Is if we take the current style, it doesn't matter if it's in front of the new Wiggle House or anything. It doesn't just or on the Wiggles World set or whatever's left of it. I think it would be really nice just to sell the modern Wiggles if they restaged and refilmed and re-recorded Wiggle Time and Yummy Yummy.
I feel like, if they found a way to do that properly, because the thing as well with the new Wiggles, this is my personal, by the way, for anyone listening, just a personal disagreement. I find compared to the old videos, the cameras are too stable and there's not enough kind of you don't feel that energy. It's which I can understand if you want everyone to be seen in the frame, but it's if you compare that to Wake Up Jeff in the 90s and all of the Wiggle stuff they did in the 2000s, it's it feels very narrow, although I think they were kind of progressing to that point anyway because the budget wasn't there, but still I just like it when it's more energetic. It's the Wiggles. You get up and wiggle, right?
Yeah, it would just be really nice to see a tested, tried and true Wiggles video again. That's not trying to be trendy, or there's not a gimmick. Because here's the thing, we haven't seen it's hilarious. The current lineup: Sahai, Lockie, Simon, Anthony, Evie, Lucia, Katarina, and John. Those 8 specifically, they don't have a real album together, except for Wiggle Up Giddy Up, and that album is just it's a gimmick. It's country. It's trying to be trendy. Those 8 Wiggles, they don't have a Wiggle Time or a Wake Up Jeff or a Big Red Car or a Toot Toot. They don't have anything to compare it to, nor do they have a video to compare it to. Just them being the Wiggles in their truest form. That doesn't exist. And
anymore.
like what's interesting is to me with the OG Wiggles and even Sam, there's a place for you to start if you don't know who they are. When it comes to the new Wiggles, I don't know what that would be. Because you can't even call Super Wiggles that because that was the superhero gimmick and the lineup was different. So the current 8 Wiggles, they're legitimately, I don't think they have a wiggle time for you to start at. They don't have a getting strong for you to start at.
Nah, not at all.
I agree. No, I think, you need something basic for the kid, like especially if they're being introduced to the Wiggles for the first time, you need something strong. I feel like for me growing up, Wiggle Time and Yummy Yummy in particular was the strongest one to start on.
Those two,
that and Toot Toot were like the strongest ones.
I think Michael said when we interviewed him on testing 1 2 3 is if someone didn't know the Wiggles, you would show them Wiggle Time and Yummy Yummy.
Or show them the Wiggles movie. I don't know. Just
that works too. That works too.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, they're very popular in Australia too. Yeah, everyone has.
You can make the argument that the current Wiggles, they have a bunch of TV series you could jump into right away. Sure, but
it wouldn't work though.
But it's just like if you want to get into something, where do you start? I don't think the new Wiggles really have a clear starting point.
I think the problem is too, and this, I think this is the other thing as well. I think the idea of having the 8-person lineup, I think is also because at times, not all of them will be on the same tour as well. So I guess it also makes sense that they want to give, because when the Wiggles were always on tour, I can understand them being like, oh, but we want to spend more time with our family. Because it's like, look, controversial opinion, I feel like they it's as much as everyone wants to see the Wiggles, we also need to consider that these guys had to also sacrifice a lot to, be on tour all around the world and not be at home with their families.
Right.
And it's like, you can tell it made an impact because Murray was talking about how depressed he was when he would leave for the America for like a month or two. And you know what I mean? It's like, he's not seeing his family for that long because he has to go on tour with the Wiggles. And it's like, they have to, in a way, like you have to, like if you're promoting your band in your group, you gotta be on tour because that's how people are going to be like engaged and enjoy the Wiggles. And they would do that. Like back then, honestly, you can tell the Wiggles were the hardest working children's group in the, like, I don't even know if in the country, maybe even the world, when they were touring for like the first couple of years, 500 shows, 3 to 4 shows a day for like 11 months of the year, while also recording music, recording the video. It's like they worked so hard. They worked harder than anyone else. Those kind of entertainers are just incredible, and that's why they deserve to be recognized for their hard work and their talent. The Wiggles are truly the hardest working and the most talented for those reasons alone.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like with the 8-person lineup, maybe that's what they're trying to go for. Maybe they're trying to give it like there's certain times 3 or 4 of them will be on tour and the other half will be like 5 or 6 or whatever. And it's like, yeah, we'll give some cast members a break during these times. And then maybe we'll all do a big tour at the end of the year like they always do. But I don't know. That's what I kind of feel like is the case.
It's a hard one, but it's also like in the Fruit Salad TV tour, the first one with the 8 Wiggles, they did a really cool thing with them, and there was really interesting blocking going on, where all 8 of them weren't on for every song. Some of them had 4. They started the show with 4, which I mean, we can start the show with 8 now. That's cool. But for some songs, there was 6. Some songs there was 3. Some songs there was 4. The big ones, they all came back out. I just think like there's cool things you can do with that, but it's just like. It just feels like kind of we're wasting people here because there's why are there 8 people on stage singing Wheels on the Bus instead of 8 people in a kind of triangular formation doing the Wiggle Groove? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of
it's a shame. They've got that potential too. They really do have the potential. Like if they actually, I feel like it's one of those things too, Tyler, where maybe and this is just an idea, maybe if they didn't tour as much and they just focused on like maybe 2 months or 3 months alone on just workshopping an album, coming up with original songs and maybe just including some old ones they've done. And then they pick the best ones that are going to reflect the album. Like if they try to do another Yummy Yummy Wiggle Time whatever
Yeah.
that cut and ride is.
I
If they
just-
just
I-
focus
And
on
the
that alone,
instrumentation as
I
well.
feel like it'll come out so strong and it'll really promote the group like nothing ever before in like 20 years.
I just think they need some direction again, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what you're describing is just like they need a goal, you know. And I mean, there could be a goal that I'm just not picking up on because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm not in the Wiggles,
Yeah,
but it's
what do they
just-
know as well? I mean,
That could be
they're
a
hiring.
storyline, you know, just
Yeah.
introducing-
I was going to say, but what do they know as well? The people they hire is like sometimes completely wrong. The whole CEO thing, what the hell was with that? Like, I still am
You
confused
know,
about
I
that
don't
whole
know.
situation.
I have
Like,
no
what was
idea
up with
what
it?
happened there. That was interesting.
That was
I'm not-
interesting. Like, what the hell was that all about?
I
They-
don't know. I suppose the CEO guy was like not super happy with the way some money was being spent and then was fired.
The
I guess I
production.
don't know. I don't know. I don't
Like, yeah, oh, sorry, bro. Yeah, we're gonna listen to the guy who started the band, not the
So-
person who thinks he knows how the band's supposed to run.
I gotta tell you, during that entire period, I thought they were gonna go through with a full trial, but the Wiggles
I thought
settled
so
out-
too.
But the Wiggles settled outside of court, and it's a shame because the
Yeah.
days of the trials, I had prepared a bunch of content that was Jimmy the Elf reporting outside the courthouse, giving updates on them.
Oh my god, we just did so bad.
It was just me in a high pitched voice, but it was Jimmy the Elf in front of a courthouse. Be like, "This is Jimmy the Elf here. John Pierce has just started breakdancing to try to distract the judge. Back with more
He starts
updates."
sneezing.
It was stupid stuff like that. I just kept going at you in the middle of everything. Like it was. I have those still. I might just I wish I got to use those, but
It could have been like what if the thing went ahead or something, you know what I mean? It'd be Jimmy being like, guilty. Are you guilty or something? I don't know.
I'm gonna try to find one of those really quick. I know I have them somewhere.
Oh man. See, this is
When
this is
did
why
I
we
do
wanted to bring you on too. We wanted to bring
When-
you on for this reason alone because you actually are so creative when you do these kind of things, and it draws people's attention. Because the thing that I like about the Wiggles community today is that we all have the power to be super creative and do things in a way that hasn't been done before. Like sometimes I'll literally just wake up one morning and then I'll be listening to something like the Beach Boys and I'm like, I wonder what it would sound like if a Wiggles song was done by the Beach Boys. And I know you've seen it and you sent it to Anthony, but I remember when that happened, it was like, I wonder what Wiggles song I can do with it. It's like, and I was thinking, and then Toot Toot came in my mind and I was like, toot toot chugga chugga big bad car, yeah, toot toot chugga chugga big bad car. Woo woo. It was like, okay, and now I'm gonna workshop it and I'm gonna do the harmonies. It was so fun looking back on it.
Does anyone remember when that lawsuit was happening? That would help me find these a little better.
Mm.
I don't actually
Wait.
remember when that was.
Sorry, which was?
Mm.
Oh, the whole lawsuit with their CEO. Does anyone remember?
Oh,
that was
no,
like
that
at the end
was,
of last year.
Last
That
year.
was like October.
Last year around
Yeah.
August, I think. Or
Around
or maybe
August?
September,
Yeah.
just before I turned 21 at least.
All right, I'll ballpark that. Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly, at the end of the day, it was the most pointless kind of story to come out. It was like nothing really came from it. No one's talking about it anymore. It was like they made a big deal out of it, and it was like, okay,
The media that always does so much.
the media always
like,
hype it up so bad. It's like so funny.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't nearly as big of a deal as they made it out to be.
Yeah,
I found-
it definitely didn't sound that bad.
I think I found a couple. Hold on, let me make sure this is okay for podcast.
No, it's fine. I this is definitely not being listened by anyone who's under 21. I can tell you that right now. They won't know anything.
Okay. Hold on a second. This is I'm listening to these to myself.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay. I thought we had volume issues. I was like, yeah. While we're waiting,
Yeah, while we're waiting.
you'll listen to a Wiggle Mania album while I'm waiting.
Okay,
That's another thing.
I can do this one right here.
All right.
Hello there, Jimmy the Elf here once again. All live updates from the courthouse. Anthony Field has just called upon to do an impromptu performance of Que Sera, which is happening right now to the jury as we speak. Hopefully this will work in his favor. I'm Jimmy the Elf, and Gesundheit to you.
That's right.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. Oh my god, that was really good.
I got a couple more of these. Hold on a second.
That was great. You should just kind of, I don't know. You should find a way to rework it. That was really funny.
Get Chance, the Wiggly graphic designing legend, to help animate these. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, oh man.
Okay. Here we go. This is a pretty good one.
Hello there, Jimmy the Elf once again. Development in the courthouse. Sahai Hawkins is currently teaching everybody the Nutbush City Limits dance. Not really sure what this has to do with the case, but it seems like a really good time. The Tree of Wisdom Big Show is touring in Australia this November, December.
That's so funny.
You know what the hardest part is? Try not to laugh, because I want the audience to hear it, and I don't want to be laughing on top of it. It's so funny.
I just wish I got a chance to use those.
You definitely need to find a way. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a funny way of kind of showing I don't know.
Yeah, the next time the Wiggles get sued, I'll use them.
Be my guest, yeah.
Please do, please. No, actually, it shouldn't be encouraging the Wiggles to be sued on.
Yeah, no, probably nobody sued the Wiggles. That's just
probably
not
don't sue them unless it's unless you're Sam Moran.
Probably not necessary for the foreseeable future, but
yeah, maybe not. I don't know, because even if they do get sued again, it'll be overhyped just because it's the Wiggles. It'll probably be nothing, and it'll be like
I don't know that this was actually that big of an issue.
I just don't think it was that. Yeah, because it's like if it was that bad, then why haven't we heard from the CEO since? You know what I mean? It's been like 7 months now.
He's in the big corporate office in the sky.
Exactly.
That makes it sound like he died. He's fine. He's not dead. That's.
Yeah, he's not dead. No, he didn't have to. He didn't go through any kind of wiggly den or something was locked in there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's fine wherever he is.
He's fine now. Yeah, he seems fine. He's got his million, so who cares?
Yeah, he's fine. Shout out to Luke O'Neill.
A Wiggly HR department, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
Probably. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh man, but yeah, I think. Oh god, we've talked for a very long time. I think I might mention this as like the way to finish off. But I think what really interests us the most about you and your channel is the fact that you've also been reaching out to the community at large. And I don't know how you managed to pull it off, but you found a way to reach out and was like, hey, let's preserve the Wiggles history so it's never forgotten. If you have home footage of you at a Wiggles concert or just anything in that field, please send it to us and we will put it up, credit you, all that kind of stuff, etc. It's just, yeah.
We've
and
found
I think that's what
pretty amazing things through that. Yeah.
Have you been receiving, I know you probably upload them the moment that you get them, but what kind of videos do you or photos do you typically receive, and how do you get in contact with them? I'm not asking for names, but it's
No. We have a guy who's out looking at old Facebook groups and whatnot. We have we're just anywhere possible. We look in old Facebook comment sections. We look on websites that don't exist anymore through the Internet Archive. There was a really interesting one recently where we were sent an email. The guy's name was Peter Hernandez, which threw me off because Peter Hernandez is Bruno Mars's real name. So I saw that and I was like, what? But no, it was not.
What, he lived in Australia? What are you talking about?
It was definitely not Bruno Mars, but he had 2 shows from 96. A show from 95, and then the Wonderland Sydney 2001, I think. And not the full shows, but a compilation of clips from them. Just threw them at us, and we're like, whoa, shit, all right. And we got to see Scary Horse Wags for the first time, and
oh god, I know how terrifying.
We got to see some cool stuff. Like Look Both Ways opening a show in 2001. That's crazy.
The 2001 one, I got to tell you, the one that he did at Wonderland, it's so funny because you can tell how good the Wiggles were at their jobs, at what they did, because even when they stuffed up the audio, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the Wiggle Orchestra has done it again or something.
Yeah, that was just fun. It was
funny. I love that side of the Wiggles. I really do.
It's just super professional. They are
professional. And also when they got oh my god, the best part of the video is when they also got like Captain Feathersword, when they do the sketch where he's like singing a bunch of different songs from different people, and then one of them is like he's doing the Teletubbies, is like it's like, oh my god, because that would have been funny getting compared to the Teletubbies a lot, and then if that was not funny enough. They're like, they give suggestions to the crowd of what he should do, and they're like, high five, and he's just like, quack-a-doo-doo, quack-a-doo-doo-doo. It's like so funny. And also that probably, because I know people in America are like, why is he singing high five? That's literally just what Australia was like in the early 2000s. It was literally the Wiggles high five. It was the biggest thing.
Yeah, fair. No, that was those were really cool finds. There was we got to see Wags Love the Shake Shake live, which is really cool. We got to hear we love seeing things we know happen, but we also love finding things we didn't know happen. And a good one for that is I don't know if it was like the full song necessarily, but the Magic Kindy was in that 95 Circus show, which is like a super deep cut. It's incredibly random.
They call it the Magic Circus, I think. Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. They don't do anything but sing La La La, but it's very possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always eyes are open, looking for new stuff. And hopefully we.
That's what we love about you. Like, you're very passionate about what we in the Wiggles community want, and like you're willing to put yourself out there and just find that entertainment for us, and that's what we love about it, Tyler. Like, you're a legend in what you do.
Hey man, the Wiggles ain't gonna do it. that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Do it. You know what? Yeah, I agree.
The Wiggles ain't gonna do it. The amount of people out there. I get DMs to this day being like, when do you think Sir Leslie Longley's gonna? Well, Sir Leslie Longley's dead. He's in a ditch. He's dead.
He is truly somewhere. In a ditch.
He is passed away. He is in the ground. Well, actually, that's not true. He's in the new TV series. He teaches Anthony how to play instruments now. But that's I don't. Yeah, that's great. That's the great return we were all looking forward to. Thanks, Wiggles. But no, it's just like. I know the Wiggles are sitting on stuff. They just, I don't know. I mean, if they want to focus on their current brand, go for it. It's not like they made a channel for the OGs or anything that they've abandoned since.
It's like, sorry, how many people work at the Wiggles? Can't someone be the one to like focus on the archiving stuff and then maybe put it up on their channel? I don't know how that stuff works.
Someone's got to get their hands dirty in that archive. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go digging in that thing. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
I'll commit it as a job. Yeah.
They upload this video of Anthony in a damn lab coat and in a wig, and it's like, we're gonna release unreleased specials, and then they just like don't, and then they've privated that video since. That's the biggest.
Oh my god, it's so funny. They committed to something they couldn't complete.
That is the biggest blue ball in history. Like they dropped a couple things. Like the San Diego show was awesome.
But that was it. It was literally the same around the world. That's all it was.
I'm sorry. That Everett Washington Race to the Rainbow show, that was some bullshit. I don't even like that was like it's like Wiggle dancing live in concert, but worse. That's like remember this concert video? Here's that, but it sucks.
Here's that in America with from the stage monitors rather than like just having the multicam ones that you would see on videos.
But it's like, I'm totally down with multicam, but give me a show that's worth a shit. You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Why don't they just like They should probably just get in contact with you or anyone else and just be like, okay, we can't put this up on our channel because we don't want to get in trouble. We'll leave you to handle all that crap yourself. So here's what you need to do.
No, they don't like good ideas. So
nah,
I know.
I mean, it was really
they want to
really
focus
cool
on them.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not convinced they actually have the 97 Big Show or know where it is. Because what they released was very clearly Let's Wiggle clips stitched together, which I'll take.
Yeah.
If that's all you got, I'm eating.
Yeah, I can visibly hear the cue as well in some of the songs too.
Like, no, if that's just what they have, sure. Drop that. That was very nice of you to put that together for us. If you don't have the Big Show, but you have those, I'll take those. I like the Wiggles.
Better than nothing.
But
someone out there has it.
My
Someone
life
out there has it.
My life could have gone on without that Everett Washington show. That was just the most average Wiggles show I've ever seen. It was like the most 5 out of 10 like Wiggles show I've ever seen.
I give it a 4.
4, it's fair.
I think too. It's not the same as like, look, realistically, I understand if they didn't use it on video, because especially when Toot Toot came out at that same time, it's like, no, we got to go on this one because this has some banger songs and it won an ARIA award. I mean, when you combine the Wiggles music with the Toot Toot music, that's why Wiggly Big Show is like one of my all-time favorites growing up. Like, it's such a great combination of songs.
Wiggly Big Show, yeah, that was pretty awesome. What does suck about the Wiggly Big Show? I wish we could see the full uncut version of that tour because it did have bath time in it in the original concert. And the Wiggle puppets were also present in that show, which I think is funny.
DOROTH. The children's reactions when they see the puppets, like in tears or something.
I do think it's weird that we don't have the 97 Big Show though. It just seemed like it was ready to go. I'm surprised it's just it never really.
Maybe that was the plan.
I always thought that it would have been a cool video to release under Lyric Studios in the States.
Someone out there has it. I mean, we've seen
someone has it, and they don't even realize they have it. They don't know what it is, and they just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just going through all the dates and stuff.
We will see it someday. I guarantee it.
I think we will. I think, you know what? I'm pretty confident of how everyone's archiving stuff and how we've seen all this stuff we haven't seen before. I believe we'll see that eventually, along with the 95 pilot, which I'm actually not. I mean, I'm going to be realistic. I'm probably going to despise it because it's going to be very rushed and not make any sense. But at the same time, it is still rare content.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, my sweet spot for cool Wiggle stuff is like 1995 to about 2002. There's a lot of unanswered questions in that time period, and not very well documented tours around that time. Like, we only have so many. We have a decent amount of pictures of the You'll Be Wiggling Christmas show now, but there's just like, I'd love to see a little more from that. The Wiggly Party show as well. Would love to see
the
some
videos,
more of that.
especially.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like, those set lists were bonkers. The 99 Wiggly Big Show, the one with the It's a Wiggly Wiggly World set. I mean, there's just we don't even know what the set list is for that. Like, that's just
so mysterious.
It's totally mysterious. I just think I don't know. It's got to be out there somewhere.
I think my theory is this. I have a theory that they would have recorded every concert show that they did, and then they would have decided if it was good enough to put on video to promote it. You know, I feel like they would have done it for every show.
I think just for archival purposes, they probably filmed everything.
Yeah,
and so it's
encouraged.
It's all around whether the Wiggles have it or not. Someone has to have it. That's what I think. But
yeah. But at least, look, the one thing I like is that they've at least acknowledged all of the videos they've ever made and uploaded on YouTube. So it's like, at least they've, even the ones from like the 90s with like very little, like high professional style record. I mean, because obviously it was the Wiggles in their early years. I'm happy that they've acknowledged that and they've still uploaded it on their channels.
Here's the problem. We're missing a few.
I know we are missing a few. Understandably.
I need Space Dancing. It would be really nice to get on the channel soon.
Wait, wasn't it already uploaded, or was it not as a whole?
Well, it was uploaded in parts before, but then it got unlisted.
In parts, but yeah, that's gone. So
Wiggle Dance, they haven't done that one yet, have they?
No, and that would we need Wiggle Dance up. We need Live Hot Potatoes up. We need the Wiggly Big Show up. We need
definitely.
We need that's it. Live Hot
Dark
Potatoes.
Dinosaur video, Captain Pedestal, the Friendly Pirates.
Yeah, we need Wiggle Dancing Live in the USA would be good.
High definition version of the Big Show.
Yeah, we need pretty much all the concert videos. Cold Spaghetti Western is not up, I don't think. Surfer Jeff would be nice.
The end of your celebration tour, like, it's better than the one we got on DVD. I'll tell you that now.
Surely they have the celebration shows from December. They have those.
They do. They've used it in Emma footage, for
That's
special
true.
features.
That's true. They have.
So if they can upload that, great.
Right, that'd be great to see.
It would be great to see. So considering that, because with the Wiggles Enthusiast channel, you don't technically run it just on your own, do you? But you are kind of like the head person behind the whole channel. I made the username and password. Yeah. yeah, of course.
Marketing.
Yeah, no, I post a lot of this stuff, but it's very much a team effort to put it all together for sure.
Yeah, and how many? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too specific, but how many people would work on the team with you?
The core members are really me, Sam, and Jake, but we've got a couple other people that help us here and there. It's very much a kind of volunteer collective. Whoever wants to help can help type deal. Yeah. But I'd say like the core members are definitely me, Sam, and Jake. It's funny. Sam's old screen name used to be Wiggles Enthusiast, and then we just kind of made the team kind of based off of that.
I will say this though. I mean, I loved all the videos and contents that the Wiggles Enthusiasts have done, and also I'm just going to mention this. When touching on the Sir Leslie thing, the songs you did about him is so funny still,
dude. And Anthony acknowledged those, and Anthony acknowledged those and thought they were really funny. I bet I could find those messages too. That was
it's due to clearances.
It's due to clearances, and then the whole spiel after that I could not recite if you paid me.
But I gotta say, it was so, bro. I'm giving you an honorary Aussie bro badge just for the whole pub feed version of the song. All we want is the Leslie Long Leg.
Oh, dude, that one rocks. I like that one. That one. Yeah, that one. I think that's probably my favorite one. I would say
easily.
I was gonna say my favorite one would probably have to be the super. Like the super Wiggles one.
I do forget about that one sometimes. That one's really good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, like one of the things that I really liked at the end was that like at the end of the song, "Where the heck is the big show?" And then you added a bit of "It's a Christmas party on the good ship pedestal," like the guitar lick in there. I thought that was pretty clever to end it off like that.
If you'll notice at the end of that, I did actually swear in that song, but I put the TV series 1 remote sound effect over me swearing, so you didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you swore on this podcast, so who gives a shit,
Yeah, Joey, that's low key a bad word. You can't say that.
Yeah, low key. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because no one is like gonna know anything.
You could censor me with the TV series 1 remote on here as well.
I'd love to, but if you've watched my past episodes, I'm not a big fan of censorship.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I always try to that's the thing about what I love about doing the show as well. Especially when I talk with you and everyone else, I always hate having to. There's a few times when I've had to edit a few things out, and I'm not going to say why because it's for personal reasons alone. Because we mentioned one of them. One of them was about mentioning a political leader, which I felt like we had to get rid of because it's like I didn't want to get that person in trouble because I had to go to America. It sucks. It really sucks because I always want to keep these shows unedited and just unfiltered or anything like that. And I think that's what I love about talking for like literally a long period of time most of the time as well.
Yeah. No, I get
And
you. It's good to keep stuff like this neutral for sure.
yeah, exactly. Neutral, very natural kind of. Like I know what I'm gonna ask, but it's like I just sometimes don't care. Like I do care, but I always keep it very chill as well. But
Sure.
I gotta say though, I feel like we might have skipped over this, and I think it's time we asked. Out of every, because you are known for having a knowledge of pretty much, so you know pretty much every Wiggles song, or up to a certain period.
I would, once you get to the releasing 9 albums every week period, I start to get a little rusty. But yeah, I would say I could probably name you just about any Wiggles song.
Pretty much that yeah, because I had that feeling you were gonna know, like, because does Michael King know every song too? I think you both know everyone. I think everyone
might.
does, but
He might. I'm not sure. I mean, he works there now, so he probably hears them before they come out.
Yeah, like he's working with the group, but you're just enjoying the fan made. You're just doing it your way. I like your style as well. I think they're both very unique.
I think I might not be great with the late Emma era as well. There's some songs in there that get a little rusty on, but
yeah, it's hard to kind of like care about it.
I can guarantee it pretty much 91 through 06, no problem.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Same.
I feel like I would remember 80 off the top of my head, 80%, and then there's another 20 where it's like I feel like I might have heard it, but I don't know. I don't listen to it a lot.
But
easily, like the first 10 years would be fine and dandy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe sometimes I don't realize it, but then I for some reason remember it all. But yeah, I think it's interesting. But I was gonna say, yeah, what would be your out of all the songs you've listened to, what would be your favorite Wiggles song?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. See, I got you there. It's too hard to think.
So I have like my favorite of all time, but I also have like favorites at the moment, and that changes all the time. So like, my favorite at the moment will be a song that I don't think is nearly their best at all, but it's just the song I'm listening to a lot right now. I think perhaps the best Wiggles song, and probably my favorite Wiggles song, is probably just Toot Toot Chugga Chugga Big Red Car. I mean, you can't go.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
the one I'm listening to. There's two that I'm really into right now that I'm just listening to a lot. One of them is Dance the Ooby Doo, which is, I think, it's a fun song. And a little more recently, Let's Make Some Rosy Tea from Wiggle Bay.
Yeah. That was a good one too.
It's a really cool song. It's kind of heavy. It's kind of got some kind of hard rock things going on in it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you've got I think Anthony might have did guitar on that one, like the electric leads and everything.
Definitely. That was
that one. Yeah, back to the guitar talk again, but yeah, it's just he's got this distinctive guitar style that
I watched Wiggle Bay the other day for the first time in a while. And that song was like, all right, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, they had some good ones. There's some really good underrated ones they did too. I reckon that one's very underrated.
I have really weird favorite at the moment songs sometimes. A couple of years ago, I was really in the October Winds from Go to Sleep Jeff. It's very strange. I just have little like strange moments like that.
Go to Sleep Jeff's amazing. That also shows you the talent they had. Seriously, that album was so good.
It's true. It's I've gotten I've talked to Dom Lindsay about that album a couple times before. He seems particularly proud of that one.
Yeah, no, I'd be too if I worked on it, honestly, because it's such a good, wonderfully composed album.
It is, for sure.
And speaking of albums, and I know we just talked about that one, which one would you say is your favorite album?
That's a lot easier, and that goes to It's a Wiggly Wiggly World.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is it because
if it isn't obvious by the visuals surrounding this, we've got the background, we've got the profile picture, bit of a fan of Wiggly Wiggly World.
Yeah. And hence why the background is all of our video. We've got the The one that I just made in a matter of a few seconds was based off that. So I'm so lucky I chose
It's
that.
real good. I think that is my favorite Wiggles album. What about you guys? What's your favorite Wiggles album?
Well, that's a good. I mean, I was going to say firstly, it's a great album. You mentioned Wiggly Wiggly World. I was going to say, yeah, it's a great album, and there's some, and I think that might have what's great about it is it also introduced the Aussie artists from the time all over the world. Except one, which we will not name because we agreed to never ever talk about him.
Not a good guy. That's
not a good guy.
No, yeah,
so bad.
My life is perfectly fine without that song. That's totally okay. But,
yeah. Like we're just not acknowledging that exists anymore. But other than that, there's some great artists on there, and it's just I think what I like about it is that it introduces the world to their talent. Like my other favorite on the album is "Sing With Me." Like Kamal is so amazing. Like he's an amazing singer, and to have him sing the song with Dorothy.
Yeah, he's great. I think even without the guest artists, I mean the guest artists, they're a big part of it, but that's just musically probably the best arranged album they have. I think think that they just knocked it out of the park with that one.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite, I know you might ask my favorite album. Mine would be, and this might not be popular with everyone, but I'm just going to say it. My favorite would have to be Yummy Yummy, only because
nice.
They've got some goated songs on there, but two of my all-time favorites are on there. So you got Hot Potato. My absolute favorite song as well would be Fruit Salad. It's just too much of a banger to ignore, and I always play it every time.
If you listen to the song Fade Do Do, you can hear someone cough in the background.
That was Greg, and that's in the original version. No, I know. I was like,
I realized.
Yeah, you can just hear him. You can hear him just like cough in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta re-listen. I gotta have a re-listen to that.
You can listen to the original album. That was what it was on.
You can just hear Scriggler at some point in the background.
Probably. It's like
Wait,
I love that they managed to edit it out later on, but it's like it's so funny to listen to because you can tell that they were just focused on making the music. They didn't care if someone talked or coughed.
Speaking of editing errors, do you want to hear one of the funniest editing errors of any Wiggles anything?
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with the song "The Dolls and Fairies Parade"?
Oh, it rings a bell. I'm not too sure.
It's from Wiggle Pop, I think.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to that.
New era. I wouldn't know. Yeah.
They recorded a new version, and it's on one of the new albums, like one of the 9,000 they dropped recently, and they forgot to re-record one of Emma's lines, so it's just blank. Like you can stream this. This is out. This is here, check this out.
Sparkles in the dolly's hair. At the annual
I mean, yeah,
Wiggles,
it sounds bad.
You're in trouble. You're in for it now, Wiggles.
Yeah, you know what? I can understand what you mean by quantity over quality. You know what? That makes so much sense.
Well, did you know that on the Santa's Rockin' album they have out now, they released the wrong mix of Mary's Boy Child?
Yeah, and what was the deal with that? Like, I just noticed.
I don't know, but it's only the backing vocals were all the Manzillas, but now the version that's out is only Sam. And it doesn't sound that good.
Oh my god! See, they really need to consider just making one album. Just need to do one album where it's just they focus on the quality of it, even if it's for 2-3 months.
Yeah, this is just Sam by himself pulls in.
So the Holy Bible says, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ.
That ain't right.
Nah.
Yeah, nah. Where's the others? Where's Brett? Where's Ryan? Was it Ryan? Yeah, I think it's Ryan.
It was like Ryan, Brett. They're all supposed to be there, but Yeah, they
Mark
released the
Punch
wrong.
and-
They had the wrong mix on hand somehow.
Mm.
But anyway, before we forget, Moses, what's your favorite Wiggles album?
Oh yes, I was gonna say yeah. Mine. Well, if we're talking official albums that they have released, I'm gonna go with either one of the following: either Toot Toot,
Sure.
It's a Wiggly Wiggly World, or Hoop De Doo, It's a Wiggly Party.
You can't
Just
go
one
wrong.
of those three.
Rock solid.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
But if we're talking fan-made albums, like I've got a whole bunch of fan-made albums in personal music library. Mine would probably have to be either the Wiggly Big Show, because one, it's a live album that has like, Greg's, great live vocals on. And the other one that I really like, it would probably have to be, if I just find it real quick. I know it's like a day with the Wiggles, where it's like songs from not only Toot Toot, but also one song from their debut album, and even some background music that was either heard in the TV series or the Wiggles movie.
Sure. Yeah, that's cool. For sure. Is your favorite fan-made Wiggles song "Chicken Sandwich Shuffle" by chance? That's a hard yes. Anyway.
Okay, you got me. Yes.
We need a full cover nonetheless. We need the full song. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna just
Get Sam to join in, like make it sound like
chicken sandwich.
Yeah, get Sam to join, like get him to play the Kurzweil or the Paul Gant one.
Sam to my nonsense for sure.
Yeah, like if we can get if we can re-record it and make it sound like if it was released on either Wake Up Jeff or or maybe I don't know, maybe Here Comes a Song or something, like that would be pretty cool, to listen to.
That would be funny for sure.
Yeah.
I will say before we wrap up shortly, I would love to also hear more of like when they recorded the music on those Korg M1s back in the 90s, like the early 90s, all that kind of stuff, the keyboard, like Jeff kind of era, Here Comes a Song crap. But I would love to hear more of that, like be done or redone in the community, because I know there's some very talented people out there, and it's just, it would give such a very nostalgic kind of vibe with it.
Sam has recorded a lot of those that he's never put out, so maybe I'll suggest that he should, because he's done like
they're great. I love them. It just brings back so many memories.
He's done like Dorothy's Dance Party and Bing Bang Bong, and he's done Big Red Car. He's done all like era appropriate stuff, but he's done a couple, and I think it'd be cool to hear some more of those for sure.
You could literally do the backing track of Here Comes a Bear or something. I don't know.
Good. It's true.
Good. But yeah, I mean that's the thing, is that there'd be a lot of great backing tracks to be made from that era easily.
It's true. I mean, they perform so many like pre-96. They performed like so many weird songs that we probably don't even know about. That was just like, you could do anything really.
Oh, easily, very easily. Oh God, I think we might have got all the wiggle out of us, because we talked about pretty much everything we needed to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Very much worth it for a 2-hour podcast, nonetheless. But anyway, definitely. I think that's all the time we have for today's episode and chat. And like Tyler, mate, it was such an honor to chat with you and to hear all about the stories of your knowledge of the Wiggles, and of course the history, and pretty much just what you do for your channel and work. And it's just it's unbelievable. We're really excited to see what's to come, because I know there's so much more that's going to be like unbelievable. Just amazing to watch.
Well, thank you guys for supporting. I appreciate it. If you guys ever want to cover anything else, I'm happy to come back sometime. We can do this again for sure. So
definitely, if I get I feel like every time the Wheels come on, you always just pop up as like the guy to give that kind of like
be the guest clarification instead of me.
Like we're legit,
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot of useless information in my head that I'm happy to spew at any point. So
yeah, definitely, man. We'll make sure to keep you in mind for that, and nonetheless. But yeah, thank you so much for kindly taking the time to chat with us on this podcast today. And in fact, new name for the podcast again, Joey's Nostalgia Experience. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, Tyler.
Of course.
Thank
It
you
was,
once
epic.
again,
It was
Tyler.
good to do. It was lots of fun.
No worries. And
All
thank you.
right.
And by the way, thank you to all of the viewers for watching today's episode. Don't forget to check out Wiggles Enthusiast. They are unbelievable. They do the best kind of Wiggles content other than the Wiggles themselves. They are unbelievable to watch. So definitely go subscribe to them. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and to also hit the notification bell so we can stay up to date. And also don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, etc. There's so many to listen to. And thank you so much, Tyler, for joining us. Would you like to sign off the show in your own way?
Hey, y'all. Y'all just keep on wiggling and maybe keep your eyes open for anything rare that you've never seen before. Send it my way and I'll make sure it's out there for everyone to see.
Absolutely. There's definitely some rare stuff on the way. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Yeah, and here's another thing. If you have a relative sitting on the Wiggles Big Show 1997, steal it.
Please do.
We need it.
Commit theft.
I'm going to give a shout out to the Wiggles community right now and to everyone who's watching this podcast. Please find the Wiggles Big Show 1997. Please.
What it comes down to is like I look for this stuff all day long, but I can't do it by myself. It takes all of us to tie up every loose end. So everybody, keep your eyes open.
Hope we helped in a big way too. You know.
Same.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Everybody keep your eyes open. That's what I'll end it on. But everybody keep wiggling. Appreciate the support.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
Tyler,
once
for
again.
spending the time with us.
Yes, of course.